While we've been able to highlight some of the incredible progress made across Latin America due to the Green Wave, there are countries where the fight is about establishing a foundation that can lay the ground for future progress and fighting for the 3 exceptions to abortion.
Like El Salvador, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti, there are no exceptions to abortion. Here, a pregnant person can be jailed for 2 years for an abortion or obstetric emergency.
¿No? Hay muchos médicos y médicas que están dispuestos a interrumpir los embarazos, pero pues tienen de alguna manera miedo de que puedan terminar en prisión por hacer un procedimiento que está totalmente prohibido.
When the pregnant person's life is at risk, when the pregnancy is not viable, or in cases of rape or incest. Establishing exceptions in abortion laws can create these legal precedents that pave the way for a broader reforms. And this could help to open the debate and, of course, reducing maternal mortality. The criminalization of abortion can affect everyone, but not equally. And that's why having the lens of intersectionality is so important.
Hey, Monica.
Hi, Asha. Welcome to episode 5 of Entonces. There are some who don't believe campaigning for the 3 exceptions is enough, and we've seen across many U.S. states where there are only 3 exceptions. They still force pregnant people to either endure a non-viable pregnancy or travel out of state despite laws on the books. But in the Dominican Republic, Las Tres Causales, or the 3 exceptions, might have saved Esperancita's life.
Esperancita, de los hechos, ella tenía 16 años. Fue diagnosticada con leucemia. Ella entró con una situación de urgencia a los servicios de salud. Y pues cuando estaba ahí se dieron cuenta de que estaba embarazada. El personal de salud solo se preocupó por el embarazo y de esa manera pospusieron el tratamiento de quimioterapia hasta que el cuerpo de Esperancita pues no resistió a la enfermedad y falleció. Nosotras venimos acompañando legalmente la lucha de Rosa desde hace 10 años. WomenLink Worldwide es una organización feminista, interseccional, antirracista, anticapacitista que trabaja por liberar el poder de las mujeres a las que históricamente les han quitado los derechos.
The flip side to the state forcing someone to remain pregnant against their will is the idea that the state can do everything in their power to dissuade some folks, disabled people, from having children altogether.
Soy de una familia de clase humilde. Una noche que jugábamos en el frente de nuestra casa, fui víctima de un accidente de bala. Desde ese momento, a los 9 años, quedé con una discapacidad permanente que me impidió desde entonces caminar. Claro está, cambió mi vida rotundamente.
Her whole family's life was forever changed by careless police violence.
En esa época era sumamente alto el estigma y todo lo que tenía que ver con la discapacidad. Y eso me hacía sentir muy decidida a cambiar el hecho de que por mí se sintiera esa sensación de lástima. El tener una discapacidad realmente no debía de significar que tú no tengas derecho a ser feliz, a tener una vida realizada, tener una pareja y ser o no ser madres.
Unlike what everyone said, Cristina actually became a mother and created her own family. She founded Círculo de Mujeres con Discapacidad. It's an organization that brings together women with disabilities, and together they promote equality, participation, and leadership of women with disabilities throughout the Dominican Republic.
Realmente no son suficientes las 3 causales. Realmente debería de haber la libertad.
So for many years, people and organizations like Cristina Francisco at Círculo and Estefanny at WomenLink have been pushing legislators to reform the criminal code
But then, in June 2024, a deeply problematic bill for a new criminal code made its way through the first approvals in the Dominican Republic Senate.
Activists in the Dominican Republic and throughout the Dominican diaspora in New York are fighting to get the Tres Causales.
That gives our diaspora power because we're vested in the politics and the happenings of the country.
Everyone was wearing their green bandanas.
Really, the inspiration was just to raise awareness so that the consulate's office could hear us, so that the Dominican government could hear us and really feel that message, but also so that our people here could hear us. People talk about the Dominican community in DR and the one in New York. They're inextricably linked.
Seeing people outside of the streets in other countries, like in the US, protesting for what is happening in the Dominican Republic, send a strong message: be careful. We are watching and we are looking what you are doing.
There's a role for all of us to play in this fight, and we have to get off the sidelines because we owe it to our country. We owe it to the women there.
And while the focus of this episode is on the sexual and reproductive rights of the DR and the power of the Dominican diaspora, there's no way to talk about the Dominican Republic without talking about the anti-Haitian sentiment.
I think it's really important to put that on the center of the conversation, especially here in Dominican Republic, but also in other parts of the America.
Back in 2013, the Dominican government stripped Haitian immigrants and Dominican children born to undocumented Haitian parents of their nationality.
Tens of thousands became stateless in a matter of days because of the color of their skin. In 2022, President Abinader donned a hard hat and helped pour the first concrete for a much-publicized border wall with Haiti, and has pushed for the deportation of undocumented migrants.
Immigration authorities have been taking out of the hospital Haitian women that are pregnant and that are looking for services. Some even have given birth in front of the hospitals. So we have a really urgent situation around racism.
We need to talk about the trauma that has been passed down to so many Dominicans.
Racism is the center of most of the things that are happening here, but we never talk about it.
For Catherine, like Cristina Francisco, it comes down to community organisation. They have to create their own system to address their needs because the current institutions are not built to help them.
This is key and important to always take into consideration communities that might be in disadvantage, to make sure that we include their voices and incorporate their perspective and leadership into the policy and the advocacy work.
This is a good reminder for those of us in the US right now.
That's exactly why communities exist, to guide us, educate us, and raise awareness of our needs. It's exactly what the Green Wave has done, providing a network of organizations and communities, making the fight for bodily autonomy stronger than ever.